live, then I will. So, what do I want to share with you? On with the real thing. First thing is, I put a video out yesterday, it will have been in real world time, launching the 2024 calendar competition or photo competition. So get sending in your photographs of an X100 car, your car preferably, and enter into the fun of that competition. It's gone down really well in previous years. We've typically had a little over 100 entries, and we've got until the deadline of 31st of July, midnight GMT UK time. Email your photograph to john@tothegarage.co.uk, and as long as I get your photo, I will enter it into the competition. You'll be making it much easier for me if you make the subject photo competition. Just I can sort the emails very quickly that way. And if you can include in your email your name, the location where the video or the picture was taken, and a little bit about your car, that'd be excellent. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the entries are like. I think as of last night when I last checked, so just a few hours after launching it, we'd already had 20 entries, and some of them are stonkers. So well done everyone, getting involved. Looking forward to seeing what everybody else is going to chuck in very, very soon. So don't forget, if you want to ask a question or get involved, then please do so in the comments or the chat beside this video. But whilst I've got your attention, there are a couple of things I wanted to raise. One was, I said I was going to sell a couple of random things, which doesn't sound like me. So I have done a couple of reviews lately, as you know. I don't do too many because I'll only do a review on something I actually want, if I'm honest. And I won't do a review if I think it's going to be rubbish or even accept the product. And I have accepted a couple of products which I've still not done a review on because they're pants. But I did one on this. It's the Orex sat nav. Very good. A few of you bought one off the back of this. It's a standalone sat nav, traditional style if you like. And if you follow the links in the video I did a review of that on, you can buy one of these for, I think it's coming out about £78 at the moment with discount. Very good. The standard version, which this is, the only downside to it is it's got no live traffic update. If you're buying one brand new, you can opt to have live traffic update on it. It might add about £30 more to it. But in every other regard, this is brilliant. And you can program the height, width, weight of your vehicle, and it will route you accordingly. So this is pretty deluxe. However, I no longer have a use for it. And one of the reasons for that is another video you've seen putting a CarPuride smart screen semi-permanently into the Jag. So I've not got a use for this, and therefore what I've done is I've put it on the To The Garage website in the shop where you go to buy your stickers. And if anybody wants that, then it's up there for, I think it's £40. So there is a little bit of postage to put on top. I think from memory it's £6. Only for the UK though. I don't want to have to send that outside the UK. But yeah, bit of a bargain for somebody. It's literally been used to do the review, put back in the box, everything's there as per it was brand new. Another random one. Sounds like QVC now, doesn't it? I've got to practice all this stuff. This is going back to 2019. This is a Bluetooth cassette adapter. You put it in the cassette player of your Jag. It has a little tiny microphone on a wire that dangles out the flap where your cassettes go in. And with that in the cassette player, it can receive Bluetooth. So therefore, excuse me, you can stream music from your phone to your hi-fi. You can take the sound from your phone if you're using it as a sat nav to this. And because it's got a little microphone, you can use it as a hands-free phone as well. There are lots of clones of these available very, very cheaply. I cannot vouch for how good they are. I know a couple of people have bought £10 ones and gone, John, it didn't do what I thought it would. I can't vouch for that. This one works, but I've taken it out of my car because the CarPlay ride system is now in there as well. Still in the box, still got the instructions. Again, it's on my website. If anybody wants that, £20 plus a little bit less postage and packaging. Again, I think it's only a good idea to send this in the UK. But yeah, I think they're 28 quid, something like that. But they're very hard to get hold of, and some people are charging 40 quid. So if you want one, you know it works. It's coming from me. There it is. I've got a couple of things outside that I'll show you which I'm selling, but are not going on the website because I'm not posting them. If anybody's interested in those, then I want you to email me at john@tothegarage.co.uk and let me know that you're interested in it. I'll give you PayPal details. You can pay me that way. As soon as somebody's paid, then we'll make arrangements for you to collect it. Bear in mind, I'm in Lincolnshire, in a sort of Skegness region, let's say. So if that's not going to be convenient for you, probably don't bother. I will deliver it if I am happening to be anywhere near somebody, but that would be really random. I work all over the place. And yeah, if in the next week or two you were in Derby or South Wales, as in Newport, I might be able to drop something off, but otherwise you've got to collect it. Show you those in a minute. So I'm going to detach you from this frame I've got up here. Well, there we go. See, I've been on my laptop. I'm going to flip you around. There we go. And just have a little moochy around in the garage. So yeah, loving my new screen. I don't think it detracts from the interior of the car too much. Probably helped by my dark wood and the fact that it's a black screen when it's off. Maybe a little bit more if you've got very pale wood. And yeah, it works beautifully. Everything's going well. Nothing to report back on that. The bracket is absolutely rock solid. So if anybody does want to follow my instructions for making a bracket, turns out it worked. And detachment, I'm doing this one-handed, remember, is just like that. And then you would just unhook the two cables and pop them in the vents in the background or tuck them behind the bracket. But actually, again, you've not got a lot on show other than that little bracket in the middle. And you can plug that in your glove box and away you go. And you just hook the thing back on, which again, doing one-handed, not ideal. There we go. Click. And yeah, as soon as I put the ignition keys in, it comes to life. It links up with my phone. And this is the only other thing in place. And that may end up connected out of sight before long as well. So yeah, that's interesting. Been considering a bigger project. Not decided whether to go for it yet, guys, so don't get too excited. But it's just another few things. The wires you can see down here, by the way, some of them are for the rear view camera for my CarPlay ride unit. I've still got to do that job. So rear seats in the XK8, as you know, not very useful. They are well trimmed luggage space, or great space for the dog, or you can cram an adult in sideways. However, if you've got the convertible like me, the the backrests are very, very upright compared to the coupe, so there is even less space. I am considering putting in my own version of a Jaguar rear seat delete. So this is where you do a luggage compartment rather than the seats. It creates a lot of space because with those seat cushions out, there is a lot more space back there. And Jaguar did offer it from new as a rear seat delete with luggage straps and cargo rubbing strips and all that sort of thing. It was very rare for anybody to take it up, and there are very few images to show exactly what it looked like. Some people have done their own. It was far more common on the XJS. I'm considering doing one, my own version. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? And if I do it, I'll obviously be removing the seats and storing them and making a conversion such that no marks are left on anything exposed and the seats could go back in. It's a little random project. It actually came to mind because I know I've got to take the seats out to do a really good install for my rear view camera, or I think I'm going to have to take the seats out to do a really good install for my rear view camera. And that got me thinking, will they actually pop them back or not? So yeah, we'll have a little think about that. Yeah, but again, while we're chatting, if you want to put anything in the comments, then I will see it, because as I say, I've got my screen up here. That's going to be a bit weird, see the delay, which means I can see what's going on. What else we got going on? Oh, this is going to be random. I'm in the middle of working out how to clear my big shed, and in doing so I've got to empty it of a lot of stuff, so hence the clear out. For somebody, this is going to be gold dust. A clutch assembly for a Ford 1600 Crossflow, so that'd be Mark II Escort, early Capri with the 1600, if there's such a thing still knocking around. Brand new slip plate, cover plate. It's obviously got some years on it, so there's a little bit of surface corrosion, but for those who know their Fords, they will know what that fits. And if you want that, let me know in the comments, or better still, email me and you can have that for £20. These I bought by mistake, and then for reasons which completely miss me at the moment, I don't know why, I couldn't return them, or I didn't return them. These were the rear discs for Blue, my X358 XJ. They're the wrong ones, and I think from memory the difference is mine was an X358, the square bumpered car, and as such it has very slightly larger brakes. These were for the standard car. So again, only get these if you're in the know, because you will know whether they are good for your car. And again, give us 20 quid and they're yours, and come pick them up. Anyway, on to other things. Jazzy. Me and Joe have been away and had a great break in the sort of Weymouth, Portland area recently, and really been enjoying using Jazzy and all the little mods and tweaks that I've put on it. The dog gate is an absolute godsend. For those who didn't see, I did finish off this I don't know, infill piece and I've just managed to install a new lid. So anybody's got a camper of this styly, I will put in the description of this video a bit later where I got this from. I think it cost £58. What you want to look out for though is if you have to buy new hinges, and luckily we didn't, those two hinges are £78. That's the best price I could find, so worth thinking about. And we're looking at doing another little mod at the moment, and you can see how this one's working. That's the underside of our table. I've just removed the mount for the table leg and slid it up to a different position, and that's because when you put the table in here, see if I can give you a better shot. There you go. It's okay for that and that. If you want to sit at the end there, it's a little bit far away, but more importantly, with the table there sort of lengthways as a rectangle, it's really hard to sliver past the table and get in, even though you can sort of rotate it on the diagonal. There's just not a lot of space. So I'm going to move that base up to one edge. I've done a little test and experiment, and it's more than firm enough. It's really rigid assembly, so I think I'm going to remount it further up, not necessarily exactly where you're seeing it at the moment, and push the table back, and that will mean that when you're sitting here at the end, you've got a perfect position to eat your dinner. You'll be able to eat from there, and then when it comes to time to sort of swivel it, you've got lots of options, and the whole thing sort of gets properly out of the way, because the pivot point is much closer to the edge here than it is here, so you've got space to come round. TV set sits behind there, so if you want a bit of a TV dinner, that's good. So yeah, that's ongoing. I've got a safe down there now. Obviously I'm not doing a video on how I've built that. Yeah, it looks like wood, it's steel, trust me. And that is Grace's chair. And I'm quite pleased with that, and I might do a separate video on how that works, but it's got a tether in it which is bolted to the substructure of it, and if you want to remove it, this just folds up, and if I lift it, it comes out, and oh, how does that attach, John? And it attaches with those two wooden cans which sit in the cup holders. So really pleased with that. And let's pop back outside. Oh, loving this. If you haven't seen my little video on this thing, easy to make, costs you next to nothing, allows you to stop your door at a different position than they fully open or fully closed, and yeah, that means you can leave your habitation door like that, keeps the draft out. It's brilliant. The Cerakote trim wipes that I used to do my bumpers. So if you've got black plastic on your vehicle, this is what this is about, restoring it. Still very good. Probably got 1,000–1,500 miles, and it's getting on for 2 months, I guess, of time on this, and it's had all sorts of weather. It's filthy dirty, but But very impressed with that stuff. And I'm also going to use it, walking backwards, on Ollie, our Freelander 2, and I'm going to use it on these panels. And I think you can probably see the tiger stripes just about starting to come through. It's not badly faded, but you can see the moulding is different densities. I'm going to give them a wipe over with the Cera wipes as well. I'll just pop back in the garage for a moment. Garage! It's a garage. I think I've got the pouches up here. Yes, I have. Yeah, they're the things. Yeah, I've been very impressed with those. Not a cheap solution. I think a box of about 10, something like that. Cost £35–36 in the UK, but it's done a great job. Just while we're over here, you can see that. David Ball, great idea, John. I can remove the seat in my NGB GT and it makes a huge difference. Yeah, I think quite a few sports cars either offered that option or people have done it themselves to just make them better suited to their purpose. This is what I'm on about with the shed, guys. I've got this big assembly in the corner. Show you this. With my compressor, which is not small. And on top of that, I've got a grip blasting cabinet. On top of that, I've got an oven and I've got my powder coating kit. And truth be known, I don't really like using grip blasting, powder coating, and quite a lot of other stuff I do up there when my car's in the garage, which is a bit difficult. So I thought, oh, it'd be great if I could move it over to my big shed, which means getting the big compressor out and moving it over there and completely rearranging the shed. And that'll give me more space in here for more things. You know, I've got a pop-up tabletop there, look, with gas rams on it. I don't use it because I've got a tabletop over there, so I could get rid of all that. But yeah, I've been thinking I need to have a clear out. What do you think? So all those racks are mainly car parts. There's a few bits and pieces for the house, but yeah, a lot of car parts in here. And some of them are Jag, some of them are to do with campers, some of them are really random, like that, which is an A-series head where I use for training purposes, teach people about setup improvement. My workshop space is absolutely cluttered, and because I've been trying to find things, all this is cluttered. But I'm thinking of bringing all that kit in here, reorganizing it all, hence it's all over the place at the moment, and then creating even more space in my garage and more workshop potential. Right, other bits and pieces that I'm moving on, if anybody's interested. This is a billet aluminium grill for an XK8. And it's been machined from aluminium, and it's two pieces that have been bonded together. You can see those squares on the back of it. I think, can't swear to this, I think I got it from Adamesh, but years ago. They probably don't offer it now. And that fits behind the front bumper. So you have to remove your front bumper and the bunny teeth and then fit that to the back of the bumper. And you have to create some brackets to hold it into place. So it's a bit of a project. Also, I've had it a long time knocking around, and it probably wants re-polishing and then lacquering, if I'm honest. But it would certainly give a different look to the car. Now, the reason I never fitted it, God knows how many years I've had it, it was never been for birdie, it was for PJ. So it could be 15 years ago. Somebody said to me, oh yeah, that'll look great when that's in. It'll make it look like an Aston Martin. And that put me right off. Not because I don't like Aston Martins, I do. I just don't want anybody to think I'm trying to make me Jag look like an Aston Martin. But yeah, anybody wants that, just email me, make me an offer, and you might have to fetch it. But yeah, I've got that knocking around. This is a Bulldog anti-sway system for a caravan. And if you know what that is, you'll know what that is. Again, if somebody wants that, then give us 20 quid. It's yours. I've got roof rack rails. This is a Nissan branded one, but they're Thule. And this one used to go on my Navara NP300. And it's the flavour where you've got roof rails already on the vehicle. This wraps around them, hooks in to there. There you go. And then you use this to tighten this strap and clamp down on the rail. You can position this up and down wherever you want, and it clamps into position. So very flexible. As I say, it was for a Nissan NP300, but I'm sure it would fit a lot of other vehicles. The only downer on these is it's got a rubber strip in there. This one hasn't, because I had spotlights mounted on the front of my NP300 on the roof. Okay, get in touch with me by email if you're interested in them, and we'll come to an arrangement. These were on a Renault Scenic RX4 circa 2007. Do your own research. It's full of Sweden, top quality stuff again. This clamps into the pockets on a Renault Scenic. I think it actually goes into the door frame. Clamps down. This thing can be slid left and right, so it's obviously got various fitments, but I can't tell you which vehicles it's going to fit. If somebody's interested in them, let me know. I got that. Now that would cost about 500 quid. There's a Thule 2 bike rack. It is for a Fiat Ducato, what's the other two brands, Citroen Relay, or a Peugeot Boxer. And it's the style, because it involves the rails here as well included, but clamps around the edges of the barn doors, and there's a mechanism inside here that you screw up and it tightens, so one-handed squeezes from both sides of the door, and that's how you mount that rail, top and bottom. And then you've got two bike carriers and associated clamps. Yeah, it's a full bike rack. I would like £100 for that, but again, if you're interested, email me, john@tothegarage.co.uk, and we'll come to some arrangement. So yeah, it sounds like I'm having a fire sale or something. I've been tidying out my garage, and I need to have some thoughts. Loving my e-bike. Did discover one safety issue the other day, and that was whilst I was out for a ride, I wanted to adjust the rear derailleur, because I got the classic tick 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 when I was trying to go into top gear, and it wasn't quite an adjustment. So I pulled over, made the little adjustment, rocked the bike on its stand over a little bit to turn the pedals to see if it cured it. It had, but I'd left the power on, which meant the rear wheel kicked up. and it took me a bit by surprise, and the tyre touched down and the whole thing tried to take off down the road with me holding onto the back of it. So if you're going to do any work on an e-bike, turn off the main power supply, which is here on this bike. But I love that thing, absolutely immense, super duper. Okay, so coming back over, back over here now, guys. I'll flip this around and see if I can put it back in its bracket. It's swaying quite a lot. There you go. There you go. Oh, it's a bit weird because it's mirror imaged as far as I'm concerned. U8 Gen 100. Hi John, sorry I'm late to this show. Don't worry, everybody's welcome at any time, and this is more of an experiment than anything. So I've just got a couple of other little bits and pieces that I wanted to throw out there. But again, if anybody wants to ask anything, ask it now. We'll wrap this up in a few more minutes, and I'll plan for another one another time with a little bit more structure. Just check the comments area. Okay. Joe Andy, and where will Gracie sit? Ah, well, Joe, if we did a rear seat delete to try out, then we would have to utilize the center console seating properly, because as you know, she sits on the center console anyway. So we just do the seat that we got in the van and pop it there. But yeah, it's just a thought at the moment. It's an experiment. The seats have got to come out for me to do something else, so I shall stare hard at it like Raj and Sheldon. And if you're a Big Bang fan, you'll know what I'm on about. Right, that I think is that. Yep. Yeah, so moving on to just a random question, which I'm interested in getting some feedback from the rest of you nice folk on. And that was, I know that diesels are not a big thing in the States. They're a big thing in the UK, or at least were until we started transitioning to electric. And now they're a little bit demonized. However, I think, and I know quite a few other Jag fans think, that some of the diesel Jags are amongst the best cars you can own. So I'd put out there the diesel XJs and the diesel XFs with the 3-litre diesel engine, particularly in S format, and say that in my opinion they are amongst the nicest engines to drive that Jag make. You cannot beat a V8 gurgle, but for a car to drive every day, 3-litre DS XF, super quiet, super refined, torque that is shocking, performance is excellent, economy is great, and I'm asking myself, are our American friends missing out on that? Is there any diesel car culture in the States? I know you do have diesel cars. I think probably the Passat diesel is the most common. But I know it's not a big thing. So what's happening with diesel Jags? Do you get them? Do you have them? Does anybody prize them in a way that we do? Or are they just transit vans with Jaguar badges on as far as you're concerned, because don't have the experience of them? Don't know. I think it's rather an interesting one, and I'd like to learn a little bit more about other people's thoughts on that. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes. So again, if anybody wants to ask anything specific, please do. I was asked, John, why haven't you given us the angle on the brackets for your dashboard mount for the Carpuride unit? Simple answer. I discovered today I don't own a protractor angle finder. So I've got to address that. But I have the angle here. So I would estimate it's about 15 degrees beyond square. So depending on how you measure your angles, if you're looking at the inside angle, you're looking at about 75 degrees. But yeah, I'll work it out properly and put it in the description below the making a bracket video for those who are following along. And I think there are 8 or 9 people that I know about who have bought the Carpuride screens and made or are making the bracket that I made or very similar. And everybody seems really pleased with them. So looking forward to seeing some more pictures of that sort of stuff, guys. Right, I think I'm going to wrap it up now, particularly as I've got an indication of maybe the sound is going from one of our friends. Let's just check out on here. Okay, I don't see no reason why it would have no sound, but there you go. I am I'm going to murder your name. I'm ever so sorry. Smyra or Smira? Smyra, I think. Smyra, Georgia. I own a 1995 XJS convertible and I've never seen a diesel Jag. There you go. So I just wonder if it's a real omission from the other side of the pond. You don't get to experience these because they are genuinely awesome. Genuinely. It's not a case of, oh, they're the economical, they're the cooking Jags or the shopping Jags. No. XF 3 litre D, I would say, is a far better choice than a straight 4 litre V8 XF. Yes, XFR, a totally different thing, and XFRS, totally different thing. I want them both. But yeah, if you just want a quick Executive Express, the diesels, I've got it. And that's really going to offend quite a lot of people, but yeah. But, you know, be safe in the knowledge that I'm an absolute petrol head and I have to have a V8 petrol in my life. So I am with you. I just feel you're missing out on some of the diesels. So thanks, Mark Massey, and one of our American viewers. Have you seen diesel Jags knocking around, Mark? Are they something that you see regularly or not? Let us know. Interested to know. Took the car to Friskney, as many of you will know, recently. So she had a bit of a clean, and I think you can tell that she's looking a little bit more gleamy than normal. And what's really surprising is I haven't waxed Purdy in probably 6 months. All I keep using, because lack of time, if I'm honest, is this stuff. Not sponsored or anything, it's just sharing. Demon Shine by Carplan. Spray on shine. It says up to 10 shines. I think that's underestimating how far you get with this stuff. You literally just squirt a mist onto your car after you've washed it and then wipe it back off. No buffing. And it just comes up glossy. It's great. It probably relies on you having a nice body underneath all that. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Back over here, and what we got, mine's a straight 6 4 litre, and I see around 12 Jags locally. Thanks UHN 100. Alan Blaine's here. Hiya, Alan. Hope you're well. And yeah, I'm going to look at wrapping this up now, but I think as a technical exercise, from my angle, it's worked, other than a weird delay on my screen. i.e., I'll show you what's going on, which is throwing me somewhat, but it's getting shorter, which is also odd because that means that video is playing faster than real life to catch up. Don't know how that works. Don't forget, calendar competition. Get your entries in real soon. Oh, that has reminded me. Look, ball joint upper, lower, upper wishbone, lower. They're torque settings. That reminds me, yeah, lots of people keep asking me, John, I thought you were going to do the ball joint, the lower ball joint on the car. We want to see how to do it. Well, I genuinely am. Oh, they're lower wishbone bushes. For the front. For the front. For the front. All right. There we go. Lower ball joint. I am going to do it. Just time and feeling in the mood as well. The overall plan, guys, just a quick indicator is I'm going to take the lower arm off. I'm going to keep it all fully assembled, and then I'm going to put a hole in a bush or a bit of bracket which I clamp to the side of my frame so that I can sit the arm flat on here. It won't rotate and pivot. I won't have to make that weird cup. I can just position something under it but won't get in the way and hopefully push the whole thing out. Gerard, I'm dipping into the conversation between pieces in the gig. No tube apart. Careful you don't get into trouble. Gerard, you've got to look after all them other orchestra folk. Yeah, so going to do it. Just looking after my health a little bit. I have been a little bit under the weather. Now feeling great, although you wouldn't know it from the voice. And I have lost a lot of weight lately, and for random reasons I'm suffering a little bit with upper back pain, and may be connected, but either way I'm not chucking myself underneath the car at the moment. So we're going now because I think the sound is starting to play up, and I will hopefully see you all in the video real soon, and we will set up another live stream real quick. So let me know in the comments if this worked for you, good, bad, indifferent. How would you like to see these go in future? Love you all. Bye.